I was doing, but I knew that if I could get in front of him, I'd be quicker through there, and that's what won me the race.
Clever, clever boy. Here we go then, race 2 in Assen.
The drive, will Marco Morelli do it as he did yesterday? He hasn't got quite a good chance. It's Rico Salmela.
Yeah, Salmela's got the run. He's neck and neck with Carpe. Morelli looks to slot into third potentially. Uriarte
a bit more circumspect on this first lap.
Careful through the left-hander here. Cool tyres perhaps. They all saw the mistake that Morelli made yesterday. Got to keep it easy. Feather the throttle. A couple of riders going wide there. Side Joel Pons, who's still looking for his first point here in Rookies Cup.
And Brian Uriarte yesterday's running down in 4th place, just ahead of Moodley. But it's Salmela who takes the lead. 95, no plan B. Marco Morelli.
Career. He did tell me he's been working on that with his mentor Aki Ayo, as we see Morelli goes through. Nursed Rico out the way, who looks to go a bit wide there, and succumbing to the place of
5th place. You're on board now with Brian Uriarte. This is how you do it in Rookies Cup.
Here we go then. Wow, Morelli takes the lead then from Carpe as they send it through. Reschkenhoek won the second race back in Mugello. Really such another star, much like Brian Uriarte. Peroni sits 4th in the championship standings. He's just very, very wide there on the exit to Strubben. Now onto this short squirt of a back straight. It'll be about, what, all the way pinned through turn 6, Peter?
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely. This is the fastest part of the circuit. If you flick it left here, back to 3rd gear, and then through this right-hander. There's 2 fast sections. That was the quickest, and then the run back to the start.
Run of luck this season and cross both Junior GP and here, but could this be the place that he turns it around?
And Brian Uriarte, you can see him there in 3rd place, the middle of your screen. He has seen that Marco Morelli has jumped
this season, and it's the fastest lap of the race from Uriarte. 144.5 is just a bit slower than what they were putting in qualifying already.
And that time Uriarte and Carpe and Co are determined to get back on his tail. Let's see if they can slipstream him down the back straight.
One rider who was really strong yesterday, we've not yet seen the best of here, is Vader Bratama. He is
gear on that final lap yesterday. That really spoilt his chances of getting on the podium.
Oh, and then of course going a bit wide there. Sorry, Peter. Yeah, he had a big bobble. That was where he had his big front end.
And a bit of luck, he admitted. Right, you're on looking back now at the 51 of Brian Uriarte. Brilliant stuff. Kicked down the order as it happened yesterday when he was pushed back to 10th or even 11th and 12th place, I think, at one time.
I absolutely love watching the difference in riding styles for both Alvaro Carpe and from his fellow Mercian. Alvaro Carpe right behind him, leaning off so far you can almost get his chin down.
Right, and Salmela, one of the second yesterday, back into 6th place ahead of Vader Pratama. Let's see if and at the moment it's a sort of a top 6. Moodley and the end of that top 6. They've got away from Hakim Danish of Vader Pratama.
I think I've got a reason why that is, Peter. Yesterday's pace was relative.
That Brian Uriarte said he was very comfortable at that pace. He thought he could run quicker if he had passed Alvaro Carpe, who was the major leader yesterday, but he said he didn't really want to show them. Oh, and somebody's off in the... So Brian was aware that the pace wasn't that quick yesterday. He certainly managed to go with Carpe and Morelli today, but it has stretched things. Not everybody can.
44 yesterday, basically. So the fastest lap, Salmela, 143.9. This is why it's being strung out, Peter. They've done their homework overnight. Perhaps the conditions are contributing to this.
Asian on the number 13.
Oh, that was Vader Pratama cutting off the front of. That was Pugliese there, I think. Goodness me.
Yeah, that is, and of course they've realised that the 6 in.
Going to be looking down the PDF. Why is the pace so hot? Morelli's still in the race. He was the only rider yesterday putting a 144 flat in the race. He was riding near enough all on his own. Caught that group after he crashed. Who's at front?
Leads 1 and 2, Morelli and Peroni.
This is really impressive from all these riders. They have stepped it up, haven't they? But one rider who is learning all the time, Vader Pratama, is now leading. Hakim Danish, can they chase the leaders down? Can they live with that sort of pace? pace? I'm not sure, but tyre wear will be a factor in this race.
Yeah, and we've just seen Danny's a little bit different. And I think somebody pulled the strip off there, off their radiator. You just saw a Dayglow thing wafting around. What the thing is that these guys, if number 11 machine in 6th place. Salmela, new race lap record. My goodness.
Well, that is actually quicker than they did for qualifying, pretty much, I believe. A 1:43.8 Rookies Cup, riders learning all the time, even in the race.
And nobody, after I spoke to after the race, spoke to all of the top 6 guys, the top runners, and nobody talked about tyre degradation in the race yesterday. As we say,
there's he is leading that 3rd group now then, because you've got positions 1 to 6 in the 1st group. The chasing pack is led by Britama, and it goes all the way down to
Morelli. He got away, but he's been unable to hold that advantage. He is now being slipstreamed by Carpe, Peroni, Rico, Salmela, Uriarte and Moodley.
Given race is the one that wants it the most. I think you're looking at a top 6 of riders who are absolutely chomping at the bit for it.
Who wants it the most out of those guys? Yeah, and just while we're watching these
full disclosure, we're paid to commentate. It is one of the best series I've ever watched on motorcycle racing. I've never seen such an insight into what really happens when the visors and the helmets come.
So he's going to grit his teeth and get back on terms. And Uriarte surely has got the pace, hasn't he?
Yeah, you would certainly think so, wouldn't you? But that's quite a big gap that's opened up between Salmela and Uriarte. Have broken that previous group.
But Moodley and Uriarte aren't a lot slow. It is just fractions. It'll be interesting to see just how it unfolds. We're now there's Uriarte. He's got past Ruchet and he'll have his head down because he knows he can't really let this fall, because these 4 are not mucking each other up, are they? No, they're not being silly about it. That was an issue, yes, more or less.
And I think it says a lot. The last time around, Morelli was actually the fastest. I will be loving to speak to them after the race to find out what really went on, because Morelli.
So now the time screen says Uriarte they've closed, but only fractionally, the Uriarte Moodley on the back of Salmela. So they have gained a lead quite handsomely now across the start and finish to with there'll be 6 laps remaining.
This is just really impressive, because again, that's 1:44.178.
They are holding anything reserve. If they can't keep in terms with this leading quartet, it's because they're absolutely maxed out. He's got his head down now. He's going to get back on terms if he can, and so will Moods. Right, it is. And Morelli is just superb. I hope I don't curse him like this.
I know. I'm being cautious about what I say, because I don't want to scare him away.
Yeah, that's right. But how to turn your weekend around, and this is the slow modes. A lot more track limits warnings and problems in other races today.
Yeah, exactly that. Suddenly it's more sensible from the rookies than everywhere else, seemingly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here we go then. Really making any inroads on them at the moment with 5 laps to go. Rico Salmela says it's time to push on as he goes up the inside of Peroni through turn 7, then makes it stick. Very nice indeed. Because is he giving the game away?
Well, it is so different to what happened yesterday that he obviously knows something that they don't know. They can chase him.
Brian Uriarte was watching Carpe all race long, figuring out what he was doing through the right and left-handers coming up right now to make sure he outfoxed him onto the final lap. What's Morelli?
He's set the fastest up, a 1:43.696.
Goodness me.
He has turned the wick up.
That's
now this is
quicker.
What we want to see. This is what's going to make it really exciting now. Sure.
Makes his move. He says it's now, but no, Morelli rails it round the outside like a berm it was at a mountain bike. Superb coming into the GT chicane. It's going to be 3 laps to go.
I just saw Rico drift a little bit wide, and you cannot give an inch to Uriarte because he was past.
Yeah, absolutely cracking. Here we go then, down the back straight, 2.5 laps to go. Morelli gonna get him back though. No, he's not.
Oh yes, that was absolutely wonderful, wasn't it? He just pulled out at the perfect timing, and Carpe might have got back past him, but he couldn't do it.
Absolutely. Yesterday of the year, this is when you need to start bagging as many points as possible.
That's right, and again, touch wood, these guys are not up for making mistakes. Carpe, superb, as is Peroni. It's only been Morelli who's made a couple of mistakes this year, and there you're looking back for a moment on Uriarte, and it's just too late. You can't go into these races with a plan. It's a waste of time, because he said as soon as the racing starts, the plan goes out the window. He said, I did make up a plan, but during the race yesterday, and that's when I realised when I...
44s, we're not seeing another lap record or anything like that, but that pace is still red hot.
It is, and no sign of tired eggs so far. And Morelli's just reeling off those laps, lap after lap, and the others have not got to expect.
Misi besar Veda Ega Pratama setelah ia hampir mendapatkan podium pertamanya di Red Bull Rookies Cup pada race 1 di Assen, Sabtu, 29 Juni 2024, yang diakhirinya di posisi keempat. Veda yang memulai balapan 15 lap pada posisi ke-12, melesat naik ke posisi ketiga pada 2 tikungan terakhir sebelum garis finish, sebelum kemudian dirinya berbenturan dengan pembalap lain pada tikungan terakhir yang membuat posisi ketiganya akhirnya ditempati oleh Valentine Peroni. Veda akhirnya harus puas finish posisi keempat, berjarak 0,658 detik dari pemenang balapan Brian Uriarte. Saya menyelesaikan P4 dan saya masih senang, tetapi saya ingin lebih baik besok, kata Veda dikutip dari laman resmi Red Bull Rookies Cup, Minggu. Torehan ini adalah capaian terbaik sementara Veda pada tahun pertamanya di Red Bull Rookies Cup setelah sebelumnya finish posisi kelima di race 1 sirkuit Mugello. Pembalap muda Veda Ega Pratama belum berhasil meraih podium pada putaran keempat Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup yang berlangsung di sirkuit Assen, Belanda pada 29–30 Juni 2024. Namun, pembalap asal Gunung Kidul itu terus konsisten mendapatkan poin. Veda sendiri pada balapan pertama menempati posisi keempat. Sementara pada balapan kedua finish di urutan ketujuh. Tambahan 13 poin, 9 poin di seri Assen, Belanda ini pun membuat Veda mengantongi total 61 poin. Saat ini, pembalap binaan Astra Honda Racing Team itu berada di posisi ke-8 klasemen sementara. Pertarungan pada ajang pencarian bakat ini memang begitu ketat. Hampir setiap balapan selalu terjadi duel yang sangat sengit. Veda juga mampu memberikan perlawanan, sayangnya hasil akhir masih belum beruntung. Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup 2024 masih menyisahkan 3 ronde dan total 6 balapan lagi. Tentu saja kesempatan Veda meraih podium di ajang bergengsi ini masih terbuka lebar. Semoga, mantan juara Asia Talent Cup ini bisa meraihnya di seri selanjutnya. Pembalap muda Indonesia Veda Ega Pratama mengakhiri seri keempat Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 di sirkuit Titi Assen, Belanda, Minggu di posisi ke-7 setelah 1 hari sebelumnya hampir mendapatkan podium ketika finish pada posisi keempat di race 1. Memulai start dari posisi ke-12, Veda Ega Pratama tak membalap seperti pada race 1 ketika ia kecepatan motornya terus bersaing bersama rombongan pembalap terdepan. Veda cukup lama menghuni posisi ke-8 pada balapan 15 lap itu sebelum kemudian ia naik 1 tingkat ke posisi 7 pada lap 7, di bawah 6 rombongan pembalap yang sudah jauh di depannya. Pada lap ke-10, pembalap 15 tahun itu turun ke posisi ke-11. Ia lalu naik ke posisi 9 pada lap ke-10 sebelum kembali turun 1 tingkat ke posisi 10 pada lap 13. Memasuki lap terakhir, pembalap asal Gunung Kidul, Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta, DIY, itu naik ke posisi 8 dan akhirnya dapat mengunci posisi 7 setelah mengalahkan pembalap Australia Carter Thompson dan pembalap Amerika Serikat Christian Daniel. Sementara itu, pemenang balapan race 2 adalah pembalap asal Argentina Marco Morelli, diikuti pembalap Spanyol Alvaro Charpe di posisi kedua, dan pembalap Finlandia Rico Salmela di posisi ketiga. Kemenangan ini masih tak membuat Morelli beranjak dari posisi ke-7 klasemen sementara dengan 77 poin, meski dirinya kini menjauhkan diri dari Veda di posisi 8 dengan 61 poin setelah sebelumnya poin keduanya sama. Brian Uriarte masih memimpin klasemen dengan 140 poin, disusul Charpe dengan 127 poin, dan Valentine Peroni dengan 117 poin. Seri kelima Red Bull Rookies Cup berikutnya akan dihelat di sirkuit Red Bull Ring, Spielberg, Austria pada 17 hingga 18 Agustus mendatang, bertepatan dengan MotoGP yang memainkan seri ke-11-nya di tempat yang sama. Veda Ega Pratama hampir meraih podium pada race pertama Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup putaran keempat yang berlangsung di sirkuit Titi Assen, Belanda pada 29 Juni 2024. Pembalap asal Gunung Kidul itu tampil begitu impresif sepanjang laga. Beberapa kali ia juga mampu memimpin di urutan terdepan. Kecepatannya konsisten, namun pertarungan memang sangat rapat. Begitu ketat dari awal hingga akhir. Nah, Veda sendiri memiliki momentum yang cukup bagus ketika memasuk dua tikungan terakhir. Ia di posisi ketiga namun sayang sedikit bersenggolan jelang finish. Sehingga Veda harus puas di urutan keempat. Dengan hasil ini, putra mantan pembalap di nasional Sudarmono itu mengoleksi 52 poin dan berada di urutan ke-8 klasemen sementara, terpaut 75 poin dari pemuncak. Hasil kualifikasi Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 seri keempat yang berlangsung di sirkuit Assen, Belanda, Jumat, 28 Juni 2024. Pada seri keempat para pembalap Red Bull Rookies Cup melakoni 3 sesi sekaligus, yakni Free Practice 1, Free Practice 2, dan ditutup sesi kualifikasi. Pada sesi Free Practice 1, Veda Ega Pratama menempati posisi ke-12 dengan terpaut gap 1,604 detik dari Rico Salmela. Rico Salmela mencatatkan waktu tercepat di sesi FP1 dengan 1 menit 45,345 detik. Catatan waktu Veda Ega membaik di sesi FP2 dan menempati posisi ke-11 dengan catatan waktu 1 menit 45,920 detik dari total 10 lap yang dijalani. Veda Ega kembali memperbaiki catatan waktunya di sesi kualifikasi. Sayangnya, pembalap asal Gunung Kidul itu gagal tembus ke 10 besar dan harus puas di urutan ke-12 dengan 1 menit 45,317 detik. Dengan demikian, Veda Ega akan memulai race 1 Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 di sirkuit Assen pada urutan ke-12. Sementara pole position diraih oleh Alvaro Charpe yang mencatatkan waktu 1 menit 43,858 detik disusul Rico Salmela dan Brian Uriarte. Rider muda Veda Ega Pratama, pembalap berbakat dari Indonesia siap kembali menggebrak di Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 yang akan berlangsung di sirkuit Assen, Belanda pada tanggal 29 hingga 30 Juni 2024. Pembalap muda Veda Ega Pratama telah menunjukkan performa yang sensasional di seri-seri sebelumnya. Penampilannya yang gemilang ini mengantarkannya ke posisi di 10 besar klasemen sementara.